In 2021, when NASA published the first images of Pluto captured by the New Horizons spacecraft, it revealed the dwarf planet had a heart. But few know why Pluto was named after the Roman god of the underworld. Is it a coincidence that the god of the dead resides in the icy cold outer solar system? How did the ancient Romans know about Pluto? And how did they determine his place of residence? Ancient texts tell us that Pluto was born fully grown, which means he didn't go through any development stages like other gods. According to legend, he ruled over the underworld with his wife, the goddess Persephone, whom he abducted and made queen of the underworld. This is similar to the Greek god Hades. The two are believed to be the same deity, and there are many similarities between the two mythologies. So what does the story of Pluto tell us about the ancient world? Did they know more about space than we think? Why do they keep talking about the sun god? What if ancient people saw Pluto or something else in the sky and considered it a god? Did NASA really discover the god of the dead in the distant solar system? What if the god of the dead is watching us from afar? Have the ancient legends been proven right once again? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, and share. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any new videos. 1. Yellowstone's hidden supervolcano. In the U.S., Yellowstone National Park seems ordinary, but beneath it lies a massive supervolcano. For years, strange geological events have occurred there. At one point, magma rose dangerously close to the surface, shocking scientists. They began researching more deeply, discovering that although it may not erupt suddenly, it's an ever-present threat that's carefully monitored to this day. 2. The Nazca Lines, mysterious giant drawings in Peru. The Nazca Lines are huge drawings of animals, plants, and geometric shapes etched into the desert ground in southern Peru. Created between 500 BC and 500 AD, these geoglyphs cover over 80 square kilometers. Yet their purpose remains a mystery. Some believe they served as a ceremonial site for rituals and offerings, while others suggest they were used for astronomical observations. Their scale and precision continue to fascinate researchers. 3. The Voynich Manuscript, an encrypted medieval book. The Voynich Manuscript is a mysterious book from the 15th century, whose origins, purpose, and language remain unknown. Its unusual illustrations depicting plants, animals, and celestial bodies haven't been deciphered despite numerous attempts. Many theories exist about its encryption method, but nobody has managed to decode it. Experts believe the book may hold valuable insights into medieval science and culture, but until decoded, its secrets will remain hidden. 4. Oak Island Money Pit, a treasured mystery in Nova Scotia, Canada. Oak Island is home to a legendary money pit filled with lost treasure dating back to the 1700s. Over the years, many have searched for the buried riches without success. The island's history is riddled with mystery and intrigue, including tales of pirates and buried treasure. Despite numerous attempts and modern technology, the secret of Oak Island's money pit remains elusive. 5. The Mary Celeste, a ghost ship on the high seas. The Mary Celeste is a merchant ship that was found abandoned at sea in 1872. The crew and captain's wife mysteriously disappeared, leaving behind a disturbing mystery. The ship's cargo was intact and there were no signs of foul play. Various theories have emerged, including piracy, mutiny, and supernatural occurrences, but the truth behind the Mary Celeste's abandonment remains unknown. 6. The Bermuda Triangle, a realm of maritime mysteries. The Bermuda Triangle is a region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean where ships and planes have mysteriously vanished. This area is notorious for unexplained maritime disappearances, leading to speculation about paranormal activity or natural phenomena. However, the true cause of these incidents remains a mystery. 7. The Dyatlov Pass Incident, a gruesome tale from the Russian wilderness. In 1959, a group of 9 experienced skiers died under mysterious circumstances in the northern Ural Mountains. The group's tent was found cut open and their bodies showed signs of trauma. Despite several investigations, the official cause of death remains unknown, leading to theories about avalanches, military involvement, and paranormal activity. 8. The Roswell Incident, a UFO cover-up in New Mexico. The Roswell incident refers to the alleged crash of a UFO near Roswell, New Mexico in 1947. While the military initially reported the recovery of a flying disc, they later claimed it was a balloon. This event sparked widespread interest in UFOs and conspiracy theories, with some believing the government covered up the truth about extraterrestrial life. 9. The Taos Hum, an auditory enigma in New Mexico. The Taos Hum is an alleged sound heard by some residents of Taos, New Mexico. Described as a constant low-frequency noise, the hum has been reported for decades, but its source remains unidentified. Some believe it may be linked to nearby high-altitude research facilities, while others attribute it to natural causes. 10. The Bloop, a mysterious underwater sound. The bloop is a loud underwater sound recorded in 1997 that has puzzled scientists. Initially thought to be a sonic anomaly, the bloop's origin remains uncertain. Some speculate it could be caused by tectonic plate movement, while others suggest it may have extraterrestrial origins. 11. The Devil's Sea, a place where ships and planes disappear. The Devil. Yadusi is a mysterious area off the coast of Japan where ships and planes have mysteriously vanished. This enigmatic region has been associated with paranormal activity and folklore, leading to theories about a portal to another dimension or the home of mythical creatures. 12. The Michigan Dogman, a cryptid haunting the Great Lakes. The Michigan Dogman is a cryptid said to inhabit the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Described as a wolf-like creature with human-like characteristics, the Dogman has been the subject of numerous sightings and legends. While some believe it may be a real animal, others attribute it to folklore and local mythology. 13. The Dover Demon, a bizarre cryptid in Massachusetts. The Dover Demon is a cryptid that appeared in Dover, Massachusetts in the 1970s. Known for its distinctive appearance, including large eyes and a hunched posture, the Dover Demon has been the subject of speculation and investigation. Some believe it may be a misidentified animal, while others claim it is a genuine cryptid. 14. The Beast of Gévaudan, a terrifying beast in 18th century France. The Beast of Gévaudan terrorized the French countryside in the 18th century, preying on livestock and humans alike. This ferocious creature became the subject of a manhunt, but its true identity remains a mystery. Some believe it may have been a wolf or dog, while others claim it was a more exotic animal. 15. Champ, the legendary lake monster of Vermont. Champ is a legendary lake monster said to inhabit Lake Champlain in Vermont. This mysterious creature has been described as resembling a serpent or dinosaur, and its existence has been the subject of debate and controversy. Some believe Champ is a real animal, while others attribute it to folklore and local legend. 16. The Jersey Devil, a demonic creature in Pine Barrens, New Jersey. The Jersey Devil is a legendary creature said to inhabit the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. Known for its disturbing appearance and haunting screech, the Jersey Devil has been the subject of folklore and local legend. Some believe it may be a real animal, while others attribute it to folklore and mythology. 17. The Kraken, a giant sea monster in Scandinavian folklore. The Kraken is a legendary giant sea monster said to dwell off the coast of Norway. This colossal creature was described as having a huge body and tentacles capable of dragging ships to their doom. While the Kraken may be a product of folklore, some believe it could be based on real-life encounters with giant squid or other sea monsters. 18. The Loch Ness Monster, a lake monster in Scottish folklore. The Loch Ness Monster, affectionately nicknamed Nessie, is a legendary creature said to inhabit Loch Ness in Scotland. This mysterious monster has been the subject of numerous sightings and investigations, but its existence remains unproven. Some believe Nessie is a real animal, while others attribute it to folklore and local legend. 19. The Loch, the Surrey big cat, a mysterious feline in Surrey, England. The Loch Surrey big cat is a mysterious feline creature said to roam the countryside of Surrey, England. While there is no concrete evidence of its existence, numerous sightings have sparked curiosity and debate. Some believe the big cat may be an escaped or released exotic pet, while others claim it is a genuine wild cat. 20. The skunk ape, a mysterious ape-like creature in Florida. The skunk ape is a mysterious ape-like creature said to inhabit the swamps of Florida. Known for its pungent odor, the skunk ape has been the subject of numerous sightings and legends. Some believe it may be a real animal, while others attribute it to folklore and local mythology. What do you think about these mysteries? Which ones do you find the most intriguing or terrifying? Share your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our exciting content. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more thrilling adventures. See you next time. Space itself is the greatest mystery. When we look up at the cosmos, we're seeing things as they were hundreds of thousands of years ago. We know there are planets out there that could support life, maybe even intelligent life. And with over 100 billion Earth-like planets in our galaxy alone, it's hard to believe that we're truly alone. In this video, we will explore one of the most intriguing mysteries in modern science. The strange signal that scientists around the world are still scratching their heads over today. It's the WOW signal. And this is Unexplained. On August 15, 1977, Jerry Eman, an astronomer at Ohio State University, was sifting through data from a radio telescope when he came across something extraordinary. The telescope had been searching for pulsars, rapidly spinning neutron stars that emit beams of radiation. But this signal wasn't like any pulsar they'd seen before. It lasted 92 seconds, much longer than a typical pulsar signal. And it had a specific pattern, a long series of beeps that seemed almost artificial. He circled the numbers on the printout with red ink and wrote, "Wow," in large letters next to it. The signal was so unusual that astronomers all over the world took notice. They analyzed the data and estimated that the signal had come from somewhere in the constellation Sagittarius, about 2,000 light-years away. The source of the signal remained a complete mystery. There were several theories. Some astronomers suggested that it might have been a pulsar in a globular cluster of stars known as M22, which happens to lie in the same general area of the sky as Sagittarius. Pulsars are relatively common, but none of them produce signals quite like this one. It's not impossible that the signal could have originated from an unknown type of pulsar. Perhaps it was created by some kind of exotic matter or radiation that we don't yet understand. Others speculated that the signal might have been caused by a rare astronomical event such as a supernova explosion. However, such an event should have been visible in other parts of the electromagnetic spectrum, and no such observation exists. Some astronomers even suggested that the signal might have been generated by a natural phenomenon such as a massive flare on the sun. However, this theory was quickly ruled out since the signal would have had to have come from very far away. The sun's activity can sometimes generate radio waves, but these events are usually much shorter-lived than 92 seconds, and they typically occur at much higher frequencies. So what if it wasn't a natural phenomenon? What if the WOW signal was actually a deliberate transmission from an extraterrestrial civilization? This idea may sound far-fetched, but it's actually been taken quite seriously by some astronomers. After all, the signal had a very specific pattern, which made it seem artificial rather than random. It also seemed to come from a very specific location in the sky, which suggested that it wasn't just a one-off event. Of course, there is no evidence that the WOW signal was actually a transmission from aliens. In fact, there's no evidence of any kind of intelligent life anywhere in the universe. However, the possibility that the WOW signal could have been an extraterrestrial transmission has kept scientists intrigued for decades. Since the original discovery, scientists have continued to search for similar signals, but none have ever been detected. Some have suggested that the WOW signal was a one-time occurrence, perhaps a one-off event caused by some unknown natural phenomenon. Others have suggested that it was a genuine transmission from aliens, but that extraterrestrials have since stopped communicating with us for some unknown reason. Perhaps the most intriguing possibility is that the WOW signal really was a transmission from aliens, but that they never intended it for us in the first place. Maybe it was a message meant for another civilization, or perhaps it was just a random transmission that happened to pick up our planet. This idea is supported by the fact that the WOW signal only lasted 92 seconds. If it was a transmission from aliens, why would they stop after such a short time? Perhaps they were sending a message to someone else who wasn't listening on the same frequency. Unfortunately, we may never know the true origin of the WOW signal. It remains one of the most baffling mysteries in modern science. While many astronomers continue to search for similar signals from distant galaxies, the truth is that we may never know what's out there. One thing is certain, though: the vastness and complexity of the universe never ceases to amaze us. From black holes to quasars, there's always something new to discover. And who knows what other mysteries we'll uncover in our quest to understand the cosmos. However, there is hope that one day we will finally solve the mystery of the WOW signal. With advances in technology, we're able to detect signals from even more distant galaxies. And who knows what other secrets the universe is hiding. Maybe one day soon we'll receive a message from a distant star system that will change our understanding of the cosmos forever. Or maybe the WOW signal was just a one-time occurrence, a fluke of nature that we'll never see again. Only time will tell. But for now, the mystery of the WOW signal continues to captivate scientists and stargazers alike. It reminds us that there's still so much we don't know about the universe, and that there are probably even more wonders waiting to be discovered. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll be the one to uncover the next great scientific mystery. After all, the world's greatest discoveries were made by those who dared to ask questions and explore the unknown. So keep your eyes open and your mind curious. You never know what you might find. The potential for discovery is truly exciting. With each new generation of telescopes, we're able to see farther and deeper into space than ever before. And who knows what other wonders await us? Maybe we'll discover new planets, stars or galaxies that will rewrite our understanding of the universe. Maybe we'll find evidence of life beyond Earth, or maybe we'll uncover the secrets of dark matter and dark energy. The possibilities are truly endless. Of course, it's not easy being a scientist. There's a lot of hard work, dedication, and perseverance required to make groundbreaking discoveries. But the rewards are immeasurable. Not only do scientists get to explore the unknown, but they also get to share their findings with the world and inspire others to be curious about the universe. It's important to remember that science is a process that never ends. There's always more to learn and more to discover. So no matter what you do, never stop asking questions. The world is full of wonders and the universe is full of mysteries. It's up to us to explore them all. So keep looking up at the stars and dreaming big. Who knows what the future will bring? Maybe one day you'll be the one to make the next great discovery. So don't settle for anything less than your dreams. The universe is waiting to be explored. Now let's go back to the WOW signal. Although it's still a mystery, there are some interesting updates. Since the original discovery, scientists have conducted several follow-up investigations. In 1997, researchers used the Very Large Array to scan the sky in the direction of the WOW signal. They didn't find any unusual sources of radio waves, but they did discover a number of pulsars. One of these pulsars, known as PSR J179 1438, is particularly interesting. It's a millisecond pulsar, meaning that it rotates extremely quickly. It's possible that this pulsar is related to the wow signal, but there's no definitive evidence to support this theory. Another follow-up investigation was conducted in 2017 using the Green Bank Telescope in West Virginia. This telescope is one of the largest in the world, and it's specifically designed for radio astronomy. The researchers used the telescope to scan the sky in the direction of the wow signal, and they didn't find any unusual radio waves. However, they did discover a number of new pulsars in the area. Although these follow-up investigations haven't solved the mystery of the wow signal, they have helped to narrow down the possibilities. For example, the fact that no unusual radio waves were detected suggests that the signal was not generated by a natural phenomenon such as a supernova. It also suggests that the signal was not generated by a nearby object such as a satellite or spacecraft. The fact that new pulsars were discovered in the area suggests that the wow signal may have been generated by a pulsar or some other type of neutron star. While the wow signal remains a mystery, it's important to remember that scientific knowledge is constantly evolving. What may be considered impossible today could be proven true tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll discover that the wow signal was a transmission from aliens, or that it was generated by some unknown type of pulsar. The possibilities are truly endless. What do you think? Do you believe the wow signal was a transmission from aliens? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching. Deep within the British countryside lies an ancient mystery that has baffled scientists for decades. Massive craters dot the landscape, remnants of a bygone era that have endured the test of time. These geological oddities have remained unexplained, leaving researchers scratching their heads over their true origin. What are these strange formations, and what secrets do they hold about our planet's tumultuous past? Join us as we explore these enigmatic craters and uncover the fascinating theories that surround them. Get ready to be amazed by the scientific detective work and mind-boggling revelations that await us as we delve into this captivating mystery. Scientists in England recently discovered some massive craters which they believe are around 25 million years old. They're not sure exactly how these craters formed. So far, they have three main theories: meteor strikes, underground gas explosions, or a combination of both. To understand these theories, let's take a closer look at the craters themselves. The discovery of these craters was quite by accident. Aerial photographs revealed three distinct circular depressions in the landscape, each with its own unique characteristics. The largest crater, known as the Big Crater, spans an impressive 380 feet across and plunges to a depth of 160 feet. This gigantic cavity is so vast that it even houses a lake within its confines, adding to its mystique and making it a popular local fishing spot. Imagine casting your line into a lake nestled within an ancient crater without even realizing it. The second crater, smaller than the Big Crater, is named the Small Crater. It's roughly half the size of its larger counterpart, measuring approximately 190 feet across. The third crater, referred to as the Complex Crater, is the smallest of the trio. However, it exhibits unique features that set it apart. It's characterized by a series of concentric rings and fractures extending outwards from its center, creating a mesmerizing pattern that has captured the attention of scientists and nature enthusiasts alike. This intricate structure suggests a more complex formation process, hinting at the powerful forces that once unleashed. Now, let's dive into the intriguing theories proposed by scientists to explain the formation of these mysterious craters. The first theory revolves around meteor strikes. Imagine a world 25 million years ago when Earth was bombarded by asteroids and meteorites from space. It's a dramatic thought, but scientists believe it could be the key to unlocking these craters' secrets. Back then, the early stages of the Eocene epoch witnessed an intense asteroid bombardment, leaving scars across the globe, including what is now Britain. Could these craters be evidence of that tumultuous time? Proponents of the meteor theory argue that the craters' nearly perfectly circular shapes are strong evidence of their extraterrestrial origins. They suggest that during the Eocene epoch, meteor impacts were common, and the site of these craters was once struck by a large space rock. The impact would have been so forceful that it blasted through layers of sediment, clay, and rock, leaving behind the massive depressions we see today. Even the concentric rings found in the complex crater could be explained by a meteor strike. According to this theory, the outer ring might represent the original rim of the crater formed by the initial impact. Over time, subsequent impacts or the weight of the superheated debris caused the rim to collapse, creating the observed fractures. However, not all scientists are convinced by this theory. Some experts point out that the size and depth of the craters don't align with typical impact structures formed by meteor strikes. Additionally, there's a lack of evidence for a meteorite impact elsewhere in the area. If a meteor had struck the Earth here 25 million years ago, we would expect to find fragments of the actual meteor strewn across the landscape. But so far, none have been found. Critics of the meteor theory also highlight the presence of organic material, including peat, within the craters. They argue that if a meteor had impacted the area, it's unlikely that organic matter would have survived the intense heat and pressure. That leads us to the second theory, underground gas explosions. Picture this: vast underground reservoirs of gas suddenly erupting to the surface with explosive force. It may sound like something out of a science fiction movie, but scientists believe that this very phenomenon could be responsible for the formation of the craters. In fact, this theory is supported by the presence of gas seeps and springs in the vicinity of the craters. These geological features suggest that there may be pockets of gas trapped beneath the surface. Proponents of the gas explosion theory propose that at some point in the past, the gas accumulated in these underground reservoirs reached critical levels. When the pressure exceeded the strength of the overlying rock, the gas violently erupted to the surface, carving out the craters as it went. The force of the explosion would have been tremendous, blasting away layers of rock and soil and leaving behind the characteristic circular depressions. The concentric rings and fractures seen in the complex crater could have formed due to the gas expanding outwards from the point of the explosion. However, this theory also faces its share of challenges. Scientists have not been able to identify the type of gas responsible for such massive explosions. Additionally, it's unclear how long it would take for such a significant amount of gas to accumulate underground. While the gas explosion theory offers an intriguing explanation, it too falls short of providing a complete picture. That brings us to the third theory, a combination of both meteor strikes and underground gas explosions. This combined theory attempts to incorporate the key aspects of both previous theories, seeking to explain the crater's formation through a more holistic lens. Proponents of this theory suggest that the craters were initially formed by meteor strikes during the Eocene epoch. However, the size and depth of the craters increased over time due to subsequent gas explosion events. Following the meteor impacts, underground reservoirs of gas may have been created or existing gas deposits were recharged. As the gas accumulated, it exerted immense pressure against the weakened rock layers left behind from the initial impacts. When the pressure became too great, the gas exploded to the surface, further enlarging the craters. This combined theory seeks to explain the observed features of the craters, including their size, depth, and the concentric rings, while also considering the presence of organic material. Each theory captivates our imagination, offering a glimpse into the Earth's turbulent history. While scientists continue to analyze evidence and conduct further research, the true origin of these craters remains a perplexing mystery. It is a testament to the power of nature and serves as a reminder of the many unsolved enigmas that lie hidden within our planet's depths. As we conclude our exploration of these enigmatic craters, one thing becomes clear: the quest for answers regarding our planet's history is a never-ending journey. Each discovery, whether it confirms or refutes existing theories, brings us one step closer to understanding the complex processes that have shaped our world. While the exact origin of these craters may still be shrouded in uncertainty, the very fact that scientists and researchers are dedicated to unraveling their secrets is a testament to the power of human curiosity and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. The study of these craters not only satisfies our innate desire to comprehend the unknown, but also provides valuable insights into the dynamic forces that have shaped our planet over millions of years. It serves as a reminder that the Earth is constantly evolving, and that even the most established theories are subject to revision as new evidence emerges. Whether it's the impact of extraterrestrial objects, the explosive force of underground gas, or a combination of these phenomena, the true origin of these craters continues to captivate our imagination. It serves as a reminder that our planet is filled with wonders that continue to baffle and amaze us. As we marvel at these enigmatic formations, let us also appreciate the dedication of scientists and researchers who tirelessly work to unravel the mysteries that lie beneath our feet. Their pursuit of knowledge not only expands our understanding of the natural world, but also deepens our appreciation for the beauty and complexity of the planet we call home. In the end, these craters stand as silent sentinels, guarding secrets from a bygone era. They serve as a testament to the Earth's tumultuous past and remind us that even in the face of the unknown, the thirst for knowledge and understanding will always guide us forward. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery as we explored the enigmatic craters that have intrigued scientists for decades. We hope you've enjoyed this video and learned something new about the fascinating mysteries that lie hidden within our planet. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might be interested in these geological oddities. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to continue creating videos that spark your curiosity and expand your knowledge. Additionally, if you're eager to learn more about similar topics, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel. That way, you'll be among the first to know when we release new videos that delve into the captivating world of unexplained phenomena and scientific mysteries. Once again, thank you for watching. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep seeking answers to the extraordinary mysteries that surround us. Are you afraid of dolls? Maybe it's their blank stares or creepy smiles that seem to mock us. But if you are, then you should definitely steer clear of this island. Located in Mexico, it's known as the Island of Dolls. And if the name didn't scare you, then the hundreds of dolls hanging from the trees sure will. Lying, broken on the ground, they appear both horrifying and pitiful. Many are missing limbs or have cracked faces. Some only have one eye, staring blankly ahead. So, why are they all here? Well, legend has it that the island was once plagued by evil spirits that would lure unsuspecting travelers to their doom. To protect themselves from these dark forces, the locals placed the dolls around the island, hoping to trap the spirits inside them. But as time went on, more and more dolls were added, and eventually an entire creepy island was formed. But just exactly what's going on here? Let's take a closer look. Welcome to the Island of Dolls. The island is located in the eastern state of Yucatan, right next to the Caribbean Sea. It used to be called Isla de las Muñecas, which translates to Island of the Dolls. But now it's gone by another name, the Island of Fear. And after seeing the dolls, it's easy to understand why. There are dozens upon dozens scattered across the island, all facing different directions. Some hang from trees like bats, while others are propped up against rocks. The creepiest part, though, is that they're all old and decaying. Ragged clothes, matted hair, and vacant eyes stare out into the distance. One doll even appears to be levitating. Just to add to the unsettling atmosphere, the dolls are always changing positions, moving slightly over time. This has led some to believe that the island is cursed, while others think it's haunted. But what really goes on here? Well, for that we need to go back to the beginning. Before the dolls arrived, the island was uninhabited. It was too small to sustain life and too far from shore to be of any real use. For centuries, it sat in the middle of the ocean, a barren rock with nothing else around for miles and miles. That was until 1865, when a British ship wrecked nearby. Luckily, everyone on board survived, but they had to land on the island until help arrived. They made camp on the beach and tried to signal passing ships. But days turned into weeks and their food and water supplies dwindled. Eventually, they were forced to drink salty ocean water. Then the unthinkable happened. One by one, people started dying. The survivors claimed that ghosts had come to claim their souls, stealing them away in the night. To this day, no one knows if they were actually taken or if they simply died of dehydration and starvation. What is known is that those deaths brought the first dolls to the island. As a way to pay respects to the dead, two men built a small hut and left offerings of food and drink. Then they hung two dolls outside as a warning to anyone else considering landing on the island. But it wasn't long before more people met their demise there. In 1902, a group of fishermen landed on the island seeking refuge from a storm. They too died soon after, and more dolls were hung outside the hut. Over the years, the tradition continued. Any soul that set foot on the island and did not leave alive became trapped forever, along with their spirit. To honor the deceased, locals would visit the island and leave behind new dolls, and since then, hundreds have been abandoned on its shores. But who's behind the tradition? That would be Julian Santana Barrera. He was born in 1943 near the coast and spent his life working as a fisherman. But he also had a passion for dolls. He collected them from all over Mexico and kept them in his home. But his hobby took a strange turn when he learned about the legend of the island. Inspired, he set out to make it his life's work to honor the dead. Every time someone died on the island, he would bring offerings and new dolls to the island. He did this every day for decades, rain or shine. But why dolls specifically? Well, they represent the souls trapped on the island. Each one is supposed to embody a different spirit, and they're meant to serve as a reminder of the dangers of the sea. You see, Julian wasn't just honoring the dead, he was also trying to warn people away. The island was dangerous, and he didn't want anyone else to die there. He hoped that by displaying the dolls, potential victims would think twice before setting foot on the island. And he might have been successful too. After all, who would willingly go to such a creepy place? But tragically, Julian passed away in 2001 at the age of 58. He suffered a heart attack while bringing yet another doll to the island, and since then, no one has kept up the tradition. The dolls have been left to decay on the beach, a sad reminder of a man's strange obsession. But not everyone believes that's the case. Some say Julian's work continues through other means. They claim that occasionally new dolls show up on the island, seemingly out of nowhere. Others say the dolls move on their own and are somehow sentient. Perhaps Julian's spirit lives on through them, carrying out his mission to warn people of the island's danger. Or maybe it's all just a figment of people's imaginations. After all, there's no evidence of any ghosts haunting the island, nor are there any records of people dying there. The stories may have started out as urban legends, passed around by fishermen to scare young recruits. And then there are the skeptics who say the whole thing is just a tourist trap. They claim that the dolls were put there intentionally to attract visitors and that Julian knew full well that people would make up stories about the island. Either way, there's no denying that the Island of Dolls is one of the most photographed places in Mexico. It's become a popular destination for thrill-seekers and ghost hunters alike. Many come expecting to see supernatural activity, but are instead greeted by hordes of tourists and vendors selling cheap souvenirs. So, what's the truth? Well, that remains a mystery. But one thing is for sure, the Island of Dolls is a truly eerie place. Imagine stumbling upon it unexpectedly, sailing along the coast without a care in the world. Suddenly, you spot an island in the distance and decide to head over. You drop anchor and swim to shore, excited to explore. Then you see them, dozens of dolls staring back at you with vacant eyes. The air grows heavy and a sense of dread washes over you. You try to shake it off, but it's no use. You can't help but feel like you're being watched. Maybe you find footprints in the sand, but when you turn around, there's no one there. You continue exploring, but the feeling of unease only grows stronger. The dolls appear to be moving, shifting positions and peering out from behind rocks. Just when you think it can't get any worse, the wind picks up and the trees begin to sway. But there's no leaves rustling, only bare branches scraping against each other. Then you hear it, a faint whisper in the wind. At first, you think it's your imagination, but then you're sure. Someone or something is trying to communicate with you. You run for the hills, heart pounding in your chest. Behind you, the dolls appear to be dancing in the wind, their eyes gleaming with amusement. You finally reach your boat, desperate to escape the island. As you sail away, you glance back and see the dolls lined up on the beach, waving their arms frantically. You don't stop to see what they're made of. Instead, you speed away, hoping to never see the island of dolls again. Do you dare visit the island yourself? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're there, make sure to subscribe for more scary videos. Thanks for watching. It was a day just like any other in 1974. The sun shone down on the fields of Oxfordshire, England, and not a cloud could be seen in the bright blue sky. People went about their daily lives, working or simply enjoying the peace and quiet of the countryside. But then something happened that would shock the world. A group of teenagers spotted something in the field near the village of Uffington that was both strange and mysterious. And soon people from all over the country were flocking to the area just to take a look for themselves. What they found was a huge horse shape etched into the hillside, hundreds of feet long, with each stride of its legs measuring an astonishing 15 feet across. Its head alone was 52 feet long, and its body a massive 328 feet. It looked like someone had taken a giant plow and carved the shape of a horse right into the hill. Whoever had done it must have been very skilled, because the horse seemed almost perfect, complete with a tail and even a bridle across its mouth. What made this discovery even more perplexing was that nobody knew anything about it. No local farmers or villagers had ever seen it before. Nobody knew how long it had actually been there or who had made it. Today, the horse remains a baffling mystery. Experts still don't know who made it or why. And it's not the only strange thing about the site either. Over time, the shape of the horse seems to subtly change. This is a phenomenon known as heel erosion, and it suggests that the horse may be even older than we think. Could it be thousands of years old? And if so, what secrets does it hold? To truly appreciate the sheer size of the white horse, imagine if someone cut the top off of the London Eye and placed it on the ground instead. Then picture that same person taking a gigantic pair of scissors and cutting out the shape of a horse. That's how big it is. Even today, it remains one of the largest examples of a hill figure anywhere in Europe. The name itself comes from the fact that when it was first discovered, the horse's shape was much clearer and more visible. Back then, it was said to be chalk white, which is where the name comes from. However, over the decades, erosion has worn it down so much that in some places the horse's body is barely raised above the surrounding grass by more than a foot. It's still possible to make out the shape of the horse clearly from certain points of view, but many say that you have to squint your eyes in order to see it properly. Because nobody knows who built it, many people believe that it must be ancient. Perhaps it was made by the Celts or maybe even older. Some experts have suggested that it was used as a burial site, while others think it served as a boundary marker between different territories. Of course, no one actually knows whether or not this is true, but these are some of the most popular theories. Local legend says that the horse was created by a giant named Kuchen, who lived at a nearby castle called Dragon Hill. Apparently, he made the horse as a gift for his daughter who was getting married. But giants aren't real, are they? So this story must surely be nothing but fantasy. Or is it? There are all kinds of legends surrounding the white horse, some of which date back centuries. One story tells the tale of two rival lovers. According to the legend, two young lovers from neighboring villages were madly in love with each other, but their families were bitter enemies and wouldn't allow them to be together. The couple decided that they couldn't live without each other, so they devised a plan. They met in secret one night and carved the shape of a horse into the hill. Then they raced down the hillside, jumped onto the horse, and rode away into the darkness. Some say they were never seen again, while others claim that they eventually returned home after realizing that they couldn't live without their family. Either way, the horse remained, forever a symbol of their undying love. While stories like these may be fun to hear, they do little to shed light on the truth. So, what do the experts have to say? Well, despite numerous investigations, scientists still don't know for sure how old the horse is or who made it. The most recent investigation took place in 2009 when researchers used aerial photographs to compare the horse to its former self. They discovered that over the years the horse had eroded away quite a bit. But perhaps the most alarming discovery was that the horse had somehow changed shape. It had become thinner and longer, suggesting that it might be a lot older than we thought. But if the horse really is ancient, how did people make such a precise carving all those years ago? Researchers believe that it wasn't carved in the traditional sense. Instead, the horse was likely created by removing turf and soil from the hill, leaving behind the chalk underneath. This may seem easy enough, but it would have been quite a monumental task in the days before modern farming equipment. It would have required hundreds of people working for weeks or even months to complete such a large project. But if this is true, why would they have done it? What purpose did the horse serve? Some believe that it was used as a burial site. After all, human remains have been found close by, as well as animal bones that may have been used in ritualistic ceremonies. Others believe that the horse had religious significance, perhaps representing the Celtic god of the sky, Cernunnos. There are also those who believe that the horse was created to commemorate a battle that took place nearby in the past. It could have been a way of showing dominance over neighboring territories, a bit like the many war memorials that can be found in parks and town squares around the UK today. The truth is nobody knows for sure, and each theory has its merits. One of the biggest problems facing archaeologists is that the site has been disturbed so many times over the years. When the horse was first discovered in 1974, a local farmer actually plowed a furrow right across its body. While this might seem unbelievable, it's true. Luckily, the farmer was soon reprimanded for his actions and ordered to stop plowing the site. But the damage had already been done. Since then, the area around the horse has been treated as a nature reserve. But even this has not stopped people from trampling all over the horse in order to get a closer look. In 2012, archaeologists carried out some emergency excavations around the horse in an attempt to preserve it for future generations. But this was short-lived, and they soon realized that the only way to save the horse was to ban visitors altogether. While this might seem disappointing, it's probably for the best. The horse is now protected from further erosion and damage. And who knows, maybe someday in the future it will be restored to its former glory. But what about the most recent changes to the horse's shape? Could this be explained by something more sinister? Some believe that the horse isn't eroding naturally at all. Instead, they claim that the British government is deliberately damaging the site in an attempt to cover up evidence of alien activity. The idea is that the horse is actually a landing strip for spaceships from another world. Whenever aliens visit our planet, they use the white horse as a guide to help them find their way back home. But, of course, this is all nonsense. If the horse really was being used as an extraterrestrial landing strip, do you think the British government would be trying to cover it up? Or would they want everyone to know about it? Over the years, the white horse has captured the imaginations of many people. Some believe that it's a gateway to another dimension, while others think that it's the key to unlocking ancient secrets. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: the white horse of Oxfordshire is one of the UK's most enduring mysteries, and it's unlikely that we'll ever know for sure who made it or why. But that's part of what makes the horse so fascinating. It's a reminder that there are still many things in our world that we don't understand, and perhaps we're not meant to understand them after all. Now you need to watch. Huge, mysterious human-shaped mark found carved into hillside. Or have a look at this. Hi, everyone. Today, we're going to look at one of the greatest mysteries in modern history, the Lake Michigan Triangle. Now, before we get started, I want to say thank you for the support that you guys have given me. The support means the world to me. It helps my channel grow and it motivates me to keep making videos. So, again, thank you so much. Now let's get into the video. The Great Lakes of North America are the largest group of freshwater lakes by area in the world. They contain 21% of all surface freshwater on Earth. While the Great Lakes are beautiful, they can also be deadly. Over the years, many ships have sunk and many planes have crashed into them. Even today, people continue to go missing on the lakes. This is especially true around a region known as the Devil's Triangle, or the Lake Michigan Triangle. In this video, we're going to look at the mysterious Lake Michigan Triangle and some of the strange things that have happened there. The exact boundaries of the Lake Michigan Triangle aren't agreed upon, but in general, it is said to encompass a large area of Lake Michigan between Chicago and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. One of the strangest things about this area is that even though it is very remote, people from all over the world travel there specifically because of the strange things that happen in the area. Many believe the area is cursed. Others believe there could be a portal to another dimension in the lake. There have been countless cases of people who disappear without a trace. Other times, planes and boats have been seen entering the area only to never be seen again. Some believe there is a monster in the lake that feeds on humans. Others think there could be a secret government facility hiding under the water. The truth is, nobody knows what lurks in the bottom of the lake, and that is what makes it so scary. There have been many alleged sightings of bizarre lights and objects being seen over the lake. Many have claimed to see orbs of light floating above the water, while others have reported seeing strange bright white lights coming from the forest. Some have said the lights seem to come from another world. One of the most famous incidents occurred in 1937 when a Northwest Airlines flight left Stiles Airport near Iron Mountain, Michigan, bound for Chicago. On board were 108 people, 36 of which were crew members. The plane was scheduled to arrive in Chicago at 9:15 p.m. But soon after takeoff, contact with the plane was lost. Search crews immediately set out to find the plane. But as the hours passed, hope began to dwindle. Many believed the plane had crashed, but no wreckage was ever found. The next morning, a red light was spotted over the lake, but it vanished before anyone could reach it. To this day, the disappearance of Northwest Airlines Flight 2501 remains unsolved. Was the plane flying over the lake when it mysteriously vanished? Did it crash into the lake and was eaten by a sea monster? Was the plane taken by aliens? Nobody knows for sure. Another incident occurred in 1947 when a pilot reported seeing a giant green object floating over the lake. The pilot estimated the object to be around 50 feet in diameter. In 1950, a group of fishermen reported seeing a huge object floating on the surface of the lake. The object appeared to be made of some kind of metal and was shaped like a disc. The fishermen said it looked like a giant frisbee. They tried to get close to the object to investigate further, but it suddenly shot into the air and disappeared into the clouds. Could this have been an alien UFO? Who knows? Over the years, there have been many reports of strange lights being seen over the lake. Most recently, a strange red light was captured on camera in 2017. The person who captured the footage was sitting on the beach when he saw the red light rise slowly above the horizon. Some have speculated the light may have come from a crashed UFO, while others believe it was a secret military experiment gone wrong. What do you think the light was? Let me know in the comments below. While the stories are scary, they are also very interesting. Many people believe there is a portal to another dimension hidden somewhere in the lake. This would explain why so many planes and boats have gone missing in the area. They simply entered the portal and were transported to another world. There are also legends of a sea monster that lives in the depths of the lake. The creature is said to be huge and very aggressive. It is often described as a serpent-like creature with sharp teeth and claws. Many fishermen have told stories of the monster attacking their boats and stealing their fish. While these stories may sound far-fetched, there is no evidence to prove or disprove their validity. One thing is for sure: the Lake Michigan Triangle is a very mysterious place. Many strange things have happened there, and many more are sure to come. So, if you're ever near the lake, be careful. You never know what you might encounter. It's possible the lake isn't happy to have visitors. The Bermuda Triangle is a region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean where many ships and planes have mysteriously disappeared. The area is roughly bound by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. Every year, dozens of ships and planes go missing in the area. Some believe there could be a portal to another dimension in the ocean that sucks ships and planes right into it. Others believe there could be a giant whirlpool that sucks ships down into its depths. There are also legends of a sea monster that lives in the area that attacks ships and drags them down to their doom. The truth is, nobody really knows what happens to the ships and planes that go missing in the area. The first recorded disappearance in the Bermuda Triangle was in 1492, when Spanish explorer Juan de la Casa and his crew disappeared while sailing from Spain to Cuba. Since then, there have been thousands of disappearances. One of the most famous occurred in 1918 when the captain of the Titan saw a bright flash of light in the sky. The next thing he knew, his ship was on fire and there was no land in sight. The ship quickly sank and all 11 crew members perished. Another famous disappearance was in 1945 when 147 U.S. Army Air Force's personnel disappeared while flying from Florida to the Bahamas. The planes were never found, and neither were the crew members. Some believe the Bermuda Triangle is cursed. Others think there is a secret government facility hiding in the area that kidnaps ships and planes. There are also those who believe the area is simply a highly dangerous place where accidents happen more frequently. But the truth is, nobody knows for sure what happens in the Bermuda Triangle. One of the most popular theories is that the Bermuda Triangle is actually a portal to another dimension. If this is true, it would explain why so many ships and planes go missing in the area. They simply enter the portal and are transported to another world. Some believe the portal is guarded by a sea monster that attacks any ship or plane that comes too close. This would explain why some ships are found completely destroyed, while others are found abandoned with no crew members on board. There are also those who believe the Bermuda Triangle is home to a giant whirlpool. If this is true, it would explain why some ships are found overturned in the area. The whirlpool could easily capsize a ship and drag it down to the bottom of the ocean. If you ever find yourself in the Bermuda Triangle, be careful. You never know what you might encounter. It's possible the triangle doesn't want visitors. The best way to stay safe is to avoid the area altogether. But if you do find yourself in the Bermuda Triangle, make sure to keep your wits about you. Be on the lookout for anything strange or suspicious and don't trust anything you see. You never know what's real and what's not in the Bermuda Triangle. All right, everyone, now it's time to make your voice heard. What are your thoughts on the Lake Michigan Triangle? Do you think there is a portal to another dimension in the lake? A monster that feeds on humans? Or is there something else going on? Let me know in the comments below. And if you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. It is said that under the Taj Mahal there are mysterious rooms that nobody can enter anymore, and that have been sealed off for many years. People say that if these doors are ever opened, then an unknown and dangerous gas will come out, which would kill everyone around. But why were these passages blocked in the first place? And what could this ancient monument be hiding from us? You'll find out in today's episode. Hello, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to tell you about a story related to the Taj Mahal, a monument that needs no introduction. It stands tall and proud as a symbol of eternal love. But did you know that underneath this monument of love, there are some mysteries that even science cannot explain? Yes, we're talking about the mysterious rooms that lie beneath the Taj Mahal, rooms that have been sealed away for years. Intrigued? Keep watching. For centuries, the Taj Mahal has stood as a testament to eternal love, attracting countless visitors from around the world. But what many don't realize is that this iconic monument holds many secrets beneath its surface. Among the most intriguing are the mysterious rooms hidden beneath the main structure. These rooms have been sealed away for years, shrouded in mystery and speculation. One of the most popular theories surrounding the forbidden rooms is that they contain toxic gases such as carbon monoxide. Proponents of this theory claim that if the rooms were to be opened, the gas would be released, potentially destroying the entire monument. This may seem far-fetched, but it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. After all, the Taj Mahal is made of white marble, which is highly susceptible to pollution and can be easily damaged. If the gas theory were true, it would explain why the rooms have been sealed for so long. The authorities want to preserve the monument at all costs, and opening the rooms could potentially release a deadly substance that could harm visitors and damage the building itself. However, there is another theory that suggests that the rooms are not just hiding toxic gas, but something much more valuable. Some believe that the rooms are actually hiding ancient secrets or treasures that are still waiting to be discovered. This theory is supported by the fact that the Taj Mahal was built over a very long period of time, and there are many references to secret passages and hidden chambers in historical texts. If this theory were true, it would mean that the rooms could contain priceless artifacts or documents that could shed new light on the history of the Taj Mahal and India as a whole. Unfortunately, we may never know the truth behind the forbidden rooms because they have been sealed off for so long. We can only speculate what lies behind those closed doors. What do you think? Are the rooms just a safety hazard, or do they hold ancient secrets? Let us know in the comments section below. Built by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal, the Taj Mahal is a masterpiece of Islamic architecture and a symbol of eternal love. However, what many people don't realize is that this iconic monument also has a dark side. Beneath its stunning exterior lies a series of tunnels and chambers that have been sealed off for years. Rumors have been circulating for centuries about what lies behind these sealed doors, ranging from hidden treasure to deadly gases. The Taj Mahal took 22 years to complete, and it is believed that during its construction, secret passages were created throughout the complex. These tunnels and chambers were supposedly used by the workers to move materials and equipment around the site. However, over the years, these passageways have become a source of speculation and intrigue, with many believing that they hold secrets that could change history forever. One of the most popular theories surrounding the sealed rooms is that they contain toxic gases such as carbon monoxide. According to legend, when the Taj Mahal was being built, workers used a type of mortar that contained toxic ingredients. This mortar was supposedly used to bind the marble together and create a strong, durable structure. However, over the years, the chemicals in the mortar have reacted and produced toxic gases such as carbon monoxide. If this is true, then opening the sealed rooms could release these gases into the air, posing a deadly threat to anyone nearby. Another theory suggests that the rooms are hiding a lost treasure. It is said that Shah Jahan, the Mughal emperor who commissioned the Taj Mahal, hid a vast fortune in gold and precious gems within the complex. This treasure was supposedly intended to fund the construction of a new city, but it was never found. Some believe that the lost treasure is still hidden somewhere within the Taj Mahal's sealed rooms. Despite the many theories and legends surrounding the sealed rooms, the truth is, we may never know what lies behind those doors. The Indian government has taken great care to preserve the Taj Mahal and its historical integrity. They have invested heavily in technology to monitor the structure's stability, and have implemented strict measures to protect it from pollution and other external threats. As a result, the sealed rooms remain untouched, their secrets safe from prying eyes. While the sealed rooms may never be opened, the mystery surrounding them continues to captivate people from all over the world. It is a reminder that even the most iconic landmarks have secrets that are hidden from view. As we delve deeper into the history of the Taj Mahal, we uncover more and more evidence of its mysterious past. Did you know that there are rumors of a secret tunnel connecting the Taj Mahal to another historical monument? According to legend, this tunnel links the Taj Mahal to Agra Fort, which was the seat of power for the Mughal Empire. The tunnel was supposedly used by Shah Jahan to secretly visit his wife Mumtaz Mahal, who was imprisoned in Agra Fort. While this story may seem like a fanciful tale, there is some evidence to support it. Historical records indicate that Shah Jahan did indeed imprison his wife for several years before she died, and it is possible that he could have built a secret tunnel to see her. But that's not all. There are also rumors of a secret chamber hidden within the Taj Mahal itself. According to legend, this chamber contains a small black marble coffin that is not supposed to be disturbed. Some believe that this coffin contains the body of Shah Jahan's son, who died under mysterious circumstances. Others believe that it contains the body of Shah Jahan himself. The existence of this chamber and coffin has never been confirmed, but it remains an intriguing part of the Taj Mahal's lore. These legends and rumors add another layer of mystery to the already enigmatic Taj Mahal. It is a reminder that even the most well-documented historical sites still have secrets that are waiting to be uncovered. Now, as we continue to explore the mysteries of the Taj Mahal, we must also consider the impact of modern development on this historical site. The Taj Mahal is located in a busy part of India, and it is constantly under threat from pollution and overcrowding. In recent years, the Indian government has taken steps to protect the Taj Mahal from these threats. They have banned cars and other vehicles from the area around the monument and have invested in renewable energy sources to reduce pollution. Additionally, the government has implemented a system to limit the number of visitors who can enter the Taj Mahal each day. This has helped to preserve the monument's historical integrity while still allowing people to appreciate its beauty. But as development continues to encroach upon the Taj Mahal, it is important that we remain vigilant in our efforts to protect it. The Taj Mahal is a priceless part of India's cultural heritage, and it is our responsibility to preserve it for future generations. As we continue to learn more about the Taj Mahal, we are reminded of the rich history and culture of India. If you're interested in learning more about India, we highly recommend checking out the official website for Incredible India. Here you will find a wealth of information on the history, culture, and attractions of this amazing country. From the Taj Mahal to the bustling streets of Mumbai, Incredible India has something for everyone. So if you're planning a trip to India or just want to learn more about this fascinating country, be sure to check out the official website for Incredible India. We hope you enjoyed learning more about the mysterious sealed rooms beneath the Taj Mahal. Don't forget to hit the like button if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hey guys, it's me. No. 10. Al-Nazla Rock. Saudi Arabia is full of ancient secrets that are only now being uncovered by archaeologists and historians. But there's one place in particular that seems to be holding more secrets than it can handle. In the desert of Saudi Arabia, Istema Oasis sits an absolutely gargantuan rock monolith that is split perfectly in two. And no, this isn't some fun little quirk of nature. Scientists have been baffled by this rock for decades, unsure how it split apart with such perfect precision or who could have done it. This is one of the most astounding discoveries of all time, and yet no one has any idea how it happened. The rock itself is known as the Al-Nazla Rock, named after a local Bedouin tribe. It towers over the landscape of Saudi Arabia's Tabuk province and is about 328 feet tall. What makes this rock so strange is the way it broke apart. Half of the rock is shaped like a pyramid, and the other half looks like a smaller triangle. The fracture between the rocks is completely straight and runs from top to bottom, which means that at one point this was one whole rock monolith. In satellite images, we can see just how far the fractured pieces have fallen away from each other. There is a small gap of around 26 feet between the largest section of the rock and the next piece. And there are several other fragments scattered across the ground, including one piece that's a full 49 feet away from the rest. The whole thing looks like someone took a knife to it and cut it right down the center. But if it was cut, how did they do it? And why? Even more puzzling is that scientists haven't been able to date the splitting of the rock. It could have been thousands of years ago, or just a few hundred. We simply don't know. The area around the rock monolith has been occupied by humans for over 7,000 years, but that doesn't necessarily mean they were responsible for splitting the rock either. When experts first examined the site in the early 1980s, they noted that the rock didn't appear to have been weathered or eroded. They also failed to find any kind of tool marks that might indicate how the rock was broken apart. It wasn't until much later that scientists figured out how old the rock monolith actually was. In 2008, researchers conducted radiocarbon dating on organic material found near the rock, figuring out that the site had been occupied at least 7,000 years before present, meaning people had been living here since 5000 BC. Then, in 2012, researchers came back to the site and discovered even more interesting things. They found flakes of rock nearby that appeared to be struck off with a hammerstone. These flakes of rock matched the composition of the Al-Ansur rock. It seemed clear that someone had tried to split the monolith with a hammerstone. But this raised more questions than it answered. If they were trying to break the rock apart, why didn't they succeed? It would take a tremendous amount of force to break the rock, but a hammerstone isn't going to give you very much leverage. Researchers aren't sure if the rock was split intentionally or if it was hit with a comet or something similar. One researcher from Johannesburg University said, "We originally thought it was an impact structure, but we ruled that out because the top part looks so flat and the bottom part is so angular." Another scientist wondered aloud if perhaps a plane had crashed into it. It wouldn't take much force at all to split the rock if it was a direct hit from an airplane. But again, there's the issue of the rock not being damaged when it fell. If a plane really did crash into it, then shouldn't there be more damage on the underside of the rock? Researchers were stumped for years until finally deciding to run a computer simulation. A geologist created a model of the rock and attempted to virtually smash it with different kinds of objects. Nothing worked. Bullets, bombs, meteorites, nothing was able to replicate the damage left behind on the Al-Nasla rock. The rock appeared to have been split by a combination of pressure and tensile stress, like a combination of a direct blow and something compressing the rock from above. This could have happened if something huge crashed into the earth and caused a tremendous amount of pressure to be put on the rock, forcing it upwards. Or, alternatively, it could have been caused by an explosion that sent shock waves through the rock. But there's another theory, too, one that takes us back thousands of years. There's a chance that the rock was split apart by human hands, but not with a hammerstone. That was just a lucky guess by the researchers. Instead, it may have been split with a sophisticated tool we don't even know about anymore. A tool made from materials that have long since disintegrated, leaving behind no trace. It's possible that the ancient people who lived in Saudi Arabia were far more advanced than we think. Maybe they had technology far beyond anything we could imagine. Maybe they were able to harness the power of electricity. Or maybe they knew something about physics and engineering that we've only just begun to understand. Whatever it was, we may never know now unless more evidence turns up. Researchers are eager to go back to the site and continue their investigation, but so far they haven't been allowed to return. The Saudi government has prohibited anyone from excavating new sites in the country. They want to protect the country's cultural heritage from looters and smugglers. And while that's understandable, it does make scientific progress almost impossible. For the moment, the Al-Nasla rock remains one of the greatest mysteries in archaeology. It's a monument to our own ignorance and a constant reminder of how much we don't know about the world. Who knows what other secrets are hiding in the deserts of Saudi Arabia? What do you think happened to the Al-Nasla rock? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe for more videos like these. Coming up next is number 9. ancient Roman ring. Archaeologists recently unearthed a ring that they believe belonged to a very important person from ancient Rome. The ring is believed to date back to sometime between 1st century BC and the 4th century AD. And it's especially strange because it appears to show the head of the sun, god Sol Invictus. But that's not all. Archaeologists say the ring may have once belonged to the Emperor Septimius Severus, who ruled Rome from 193 to 235 AD. He was responsible for many important buildings and monuments throughout the city of Rome, including the amphitheater of the Flavians. What's even stranger is that the ring was found alongside a bronze figurine of a Roman soldier, suggesting that the two items were lost together. If that's true, then it could mean that the soldiers carried around a sculpture of the sun god when he went into battle. It's an amazing discovery that gives us a rare glimpse into the religious beliefs of ancient Rome. But it also raises a lot of questions about the relationship between the emperor and his soldiers. Did the soldiers worship the sun, god Sol Invictus? And if so, how did that affect their religious practices? Unfortunately, we may never know the answers to these questions. The ring and the statue are currently being held in Jordan, where they were found, and it's unlikely that they will ever be returned to Italy. But don't worry, because we've got you covered. You can take a virtual tour of the Colosseum and the Palatine Hill from the comfort of your own home. Just click the link in the description below to learn more. Thanks for watching. Remember to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. It's one of the most famous unsolved mysteries in broadcasting history. The case of the Max Headroom TV hack from 1987. What was it? Why has it never been solved? And why does it still matter today? Let me explain. On November 6, 1987, at about 10:25 p.m. Eastern Time, a man wearing a bizarre mask took over the broadcast of popular variety show The Late Night with David Letterman. It wasn't just any ordinary mask. It was the mask of a futuristic-looking cyborg named Max Headroom, created for a British television program of the same name. Created by director and animator Nigel Coathorn, Max Headroom was a sarcastic and snarky news anchor parodying the likes of Walter Cronkite and other real-life news anchors. But back in 1987, the character wasn't very well known in America, where The Letterman Show was being broadcast. That didn't stop one man who decided to dress up like him. This man, whose face was hidden behind the Max Headroom mask, stood in front of the camera and rattled off an incoherent mess of numbers and letters while gesturing wildly at the camera. He briefly explained that he had taken over the broadcast in order to talk to David Letterman, but it seemed clear that no one at the studio had any idea what was going on. Then things got even weirder when the mysterious man took a moment to answer questions posed by the studio audience. His responses were equally nonsensical and sometimes downright sinister. At one point, he claimed to be an alien and said that his people were taking over American society. "My planet is dying," he said. "We have to take over your planet. We are here to help you." Another time, he responded to a question about whether or not the cast of Star Trek would make a good president by saying, "Star Trek is a fallacy. President is a fallacy. Time is a fallacy. I am a fallacy. We are all falsities." Throughout the whole ordeal, the man kept switching between sounding like a lunatic and dropping cryptic nuggets that made viewers wonder if he was actually some kind of genius. He continued to babble incoherently for several minutes before finally leaving the set and presumably the studio. The entire segment only lasted about 4 minutes and 20 seconds, but it was enough to make headlines around the world and spark one of the biggest manhunts in broadcasting history. To say that the staff at the Ed Sullivan Theater were caught off guard would be an understatement. The show's producers had no idea how the man had managed to infiltrate their broadcast, and they were terrified that something far worse might happen. They immediately cut the broadcast and contacted the police, but it was too late. The FBI and the NYPD launched a massive investigation into the incident, but they hit a wall almost immediately because no one knew who the man was. This wasn't helped by the fact that despite hundreds of thousands of people watching the broadcast, nobody came forward with any information. That's why even today, over 30 years later, we still don't know who he was. In the days following the broadcast, rumors spread like wildfire about who the man could possibly be. Some believed it was a disgruntled former employee of WNBC, the station that aired The Letterman Show in New York City. Others thought it was the work of a member of a radical political group, or even a foreign government. There was even speculation that the whole thing had been staged by Letterman himself as a publicity stunt. This theory was quickly disproven when it was revealed that the station had received numerous death threats in the weeks leading up to the incident, and that the staff had been instructed to keep their cell phones at the studio that night in case they needed to call the police. But all of these theories had one thing in common: they were just guesses. The truth was that nobody had any idea who was responsible. Without any solid leads, the investigation quickly went cold. However, there was one person who had a pretty good idea of who the culprit was: Max Headroom creator Nigel Coathorn. From the moment he saw the broadcast, he believed that the man behind the mask was an acquaintance of his named Sam Yafter, a man who had worked as an animator on the original Max Headroom series. Coathorn knew that Yaffer was obsessed with the character and had even attended a screening of the show at the American Embassy in London with him. When questioned by the police, Coathorn insisted that Yaffer was the man behind the mask. After all, Yaffer had both the knowledge and the equipment to pull off such a stunt, not to mention his obsession with Max Headroom. Unfortunately for Coathorn, the police didn't believe him. Yaffer was questioned and released without charge. As the years went by, the case of the Max Headroom hack faded from the public consciousness. But every now and then someone would surface claiming to be the hacker. One man even tried to cash in on the notoriety by releasing a techno-pop song called Max Headroom. However, none of these claims were ever substantiated, and the true identity of the hacker remains unknown. With that being said, though, there is one thing that we do know for sure: Sam Yaffer wasn't the hacker. In 2013, nearly 30 years after the incident, he revealed that he had been in London on business and had nothing to do with the stunt. So if Yaffer wasn't the culprit, who was it? Well, that's where things get interesting. As I mentioned earlier, the man behind the mask gave some truly strange answers during his brief time on the set. These included references to IBM computers and the 1960s Batman TV series, which suggested that the hacker was highly intelligent. It also suggested that he was somewhat of a nerd. And that brings us to the most recent development in the case. Thanks to modern technology, it's now possible to reverse engineer old analog broadcasts and see exactly what the cameras were picking up that night. One man named Kyle Chayka did just that and discovered something incredible. While reviewing the footage, he noticed that the image of the man in the mask had been imprinted with a watermark of sorts. It was a random string of letters and numbers that didn't seem to mean anything. But then Chayka realized that it looked oddly familiar. As it turns out, the string of letters and numbers matched those used by a little-known group of hackers called the Phantom Freaks. The group was active in the 1980s and was known for using IBM computers to break into phone lines and make free calls. Their leader went by the name W.T. Smith, and he was known for his love of all things Batman. Could this be the first real lead in the case of the Max Headroom hack? Maybe. The problem is that the Phantom Freaks were a loosely knit group of individuals, and there was no way to know who had been behind the mask. Plus, W.T. Smith passed away back in 1992. Still, it's an intriguing possibility. And who knows? Maybe one day we'll find out exactly who was responsible for one of the strangest moments in television history. So, what do you think? Do you have any theories about the identity of the Max Headroom hacker? Or maybe you know something about the case that I didn't mention in this video. Either way, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. I also want to thank you for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to my channel and leaving a like and/or comment on this video. You can follow me on social media to see what I'm up to when I am not writing and directing. And you can check out my podcast on various platforms. That's it for this week, but I'll see you again next time. Take care. This is Patagonia's Marble Caves. Located in southern Chile, These caves were formed by thousands of years of water erosion. Some people might mistake them for being man-made, but trust me when I say that this is 100% nature's doing. The marble walls change colors depending on the sunlight and can range from white to green to shades of blue. It's almost like a dream or a fantasy land straight out of a movie set. But it's real and you can visit it. However, it is kind of difficult to get there. You have to take a boat across the lake, sometimes through pretty rough waters, then hike around to find the best viewing spots. That means you can't just go there with your grandma and grandpa. This place is not suitable for young children and the elderly because of the intense hike, but if you're young and fit, then this place will blow your mind. I can guarantee that. Now, as beautiful as this place is, it comes with some danger. Just look at those cliffs. If that rock was to fall onto you, you would probably die. So, even though you might think this place looks like a fantasy land, it is actually quite deadly. Now, don't let that scare you away. Just be careful. And if you want to experience this place for yourself, keep watching, because I'm going to tell you exactly where this place is and how you can get there. This is the second largest lake in Chile and the fifth largest in all of South America. It has an area of 1,183 square miles. That's about 30,065 square kilometers. It's also very deep, reaching depths of 2,300 feet. That's about 700 meters. Because of its size and depth, Lake General Carrera is one of the most important sources of fresh water in all of Chile. That makes it a very valuable resource for the people who live nearby. They use it for drinking, farming, and industry. However, the lake is under threat from climate change. The water levels are dropping and the quality of the water is decreasing. This is having a negative impact on the environment and the people who live nearby. But it's not too late to turn things around. If we all do our part to protect this precious resource, we can ensure that Lake General Carrera remains a vital source of fresh water for generations to come. But it is not only the water that is important here. There is also a lot of wildlife to see. For example, you can see flamingos, ducks, and other birds. You can also see fish such as trout and salmon. In addition, there are also mammals such as otters, moles, and foxes. Overall, the fauna of Lake General Carrera is very diverse and it is a great place to go if you want to see some amazing animals. The marble caves themselves are located on the northern shore of the lake. They are actually part of the Los Lagos National Park, which is a protected area. The park was created in order to protect the unique beauty of the area, including the marble caves. The caves themselves are made up of marble, which is a type of limestone. The marble was formed over millions of years from the shells and skeletons of marine organisms. The caves were then carved out by the waves of Lake General Carrera. This process took centuries, if not thousands of years. The caves are constantly changing as the water erodes the marble. This means that no two visits to the caves will be the same. The marble walls are covered in veins of quartz, which reflect the light in different ways. This creates a stunning display of colors, especially when the sun shines through the caves. The colors can range from white to green to blue, and everything in between. It is this play of colors that makes the caves so famous. People come from all over the world to see the caves and take in their beauty. One of the best things about the caves is that they are still a bit of a mystery. Scientists are still trying to figure out exactly how they were formed. This makes the caves even more fascinating and adds to their mystique. The caves are also home to a variety of bats and other wildlife. Although it is not advisable to disturb the animals, it is amazing to think that these creatures make their home in such a beautiful place. If you want to visit the caves, you will need to take a boat from one of the towns on the lake. The journey to the caves is about 2 hours by boat. The boat ride itself is beautiful and gives you a chance to see the lake and its surroundings. Once you arrive at the caves, you will need to hike around to find the best viewing spots. The hike is not difficult, but it is not easy either. It is definitely worth the effort, however, the views are absolutely stunning. If you are lucky, you may even get to see some of the wildlife that lives in the caves. When you finally see the caves, you will be in awe. The beauty of the caves is unlike anything you have ever seen before. The colors and the formations are truly breathtaking. You will want to stay there all day and explore every inch of the caves. Of course, no trip to Patagonia would be complete without seeing some glaciers. Luckily, there are plenty of glaciers to see near Lake General Carrera. One of the most popular glaciers in the area is the Gray Glacier. The Gray Glacier is located in the nearby Torres del Paine National Park. The glacier is easily accessible from the park's main road. You can take a boat tour from the town of Puerto Natales to get up close to the glacier. Once you see the glacier, you will understand why it is so popular. The sheer size and power of the glacier is truly amazing. You will feel like you are in the middle of nowhere. Another glacier that is worth visiting is the Pingo Glacier. The Pingo Glacier is located further north on the Carretera Austral. The glacier is a bit more difficult to access, but it is definitely worth the effort. The Pingo Glacier is a hanging glacier, which means that it hangs over a valley. This creates a stunning view, and you will feel like you are in a movie. The Pingo Glacier is also home to a variety of wildlife, including penguins and seals. The last glacier that is worth visiting is the Exploradors Glacier. The Exploradors Glacier is located in the Bernardo O'Higgins National Park. The glacier is only accessible by helicopter, but it is definitely worth the splurge. The Exploradors Glacier is one of the most beautiful glaciers in the area, and you will feel like you are on top of the world. I know I keep saying this, but the glaciers are truly amazing. The size and power of these natural wonders is truly something to behold. It is hard to believe that these glaciers are actually shrinking due to climate change. So it is definitely worth visiting them while you can. The best time to visit the Marble Caves is during the summer months, from December to February. During this time, the weather is warm and sunny, making it perfect for exploring the caves. However, keep in mind that this is also the peak tourist season, so the caves can be crowded. If you want to avoid the crowds, you can visit during the shoulder months of November and March. The weather is still good during these months, and the caves are less busy. No matter when you decide to visit, make sure to pack for all types of weather. The weather in Patagonia can be unpredictable, and it is important to be prepared. Pack layers of clothing and be sure to bring a waterproof jacket and shoes. Visiting the Marble Caves of Patagonia is an unforgettable experience. The beauty of the caves is truly amazing, and it is a place that I highly recommend to anyone who loves nature. So, if you're planning a trip to Patagonia, be sure to add the Marble Caves to your list of must-see destinations. You won't regret it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning about the Marble Caves of Patagonia. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe for more amazing travel videos. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.